For richer, for poorer.
For richer, for poorer.
From spring training to postseason.
From spring training to postseason.
Till Dodgers do us part. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Till Dodgers Do Us Part, the show that explores the intersection of I Do and Dodger Blue. I'm Neil.
I'm Amy.
And it's almost time for Dodger baseball.
It is.
Can you feel it in the air?
I can. I feel like spring training is kind of winding down. Like
yeah,
everybody's
because it is.
Because it is. But there's like this sense of like everybody, like World Baseball Classic's done, a few games left. Like, let's just get to it. Like, we're excited.
So speaking of the World Baseball Classic,
yes.
What a great segue, by the way.
Yes.
It's almost like we talked about it in advance.
You're welcome.
Did we? I don't know. So we did talk about the World Baseball Classic last week, so I feel like we have to put a bow on it. There isn't much to say that hasn't been said already. We're not going to bring any, incredible new insight into this.
Right.
But I will say for myself, I'm a little disappointed that the U.S. lost because I just felt like that they didn't have a lot of heart. And also, too, all the restrictions with who can play when and how many innings and stuff just kind of clouds the whole thing. But that does not take away one bit from the joy, the jubilation that Venezuela and their fans had over winning the WBC for the first time after getting to the finals for the first time.
It was just so incredible to watch the display of emotion that these players, these fans have. The pitcher was holding back tears, getting ready to throw the last pitch.
He's ready to throw the last pitch, and he's crying. Like, that's crazy.
Like
well,
oh my God,
he said
we're about to do
Acuna
it.
he was crying during the entire last half
I
inning.
think so. Yeah, or a lot of
trying
it.
not to.
Or trying not to. Yeah, kept putting his glove up and just like, oh my gosh, I think we're going to actually do this. And
it was incredible. It was great.
And I just really love watching them celebrate and have that pride for their country and the tears of joy. And I think we talked about this, but the way, what it means to the players to play for their country is, I think it's just really cool.
Yeah.
And
it's genuine.
And I don't think that the United States was any less emotional or committed or wanting to win any less. They just express it differently. And that's just kind of how United States American baseball is let your play speak for itself. You don't need to do big celebrations and things like that. But for such an accomplishment, it's just really fun to see that kind of emotion that comes out.
Well, I also think, too, it was fun to see the fans reacting. So we saw the video of Miguel Rojas reacting to the win. But there is this one video that you saw that you showed me about that fan.
In Venezuela?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was this grandpa and I guess his grandkid or something. Anyway, they show them watching an old tube TV that had like
legit old school.
Like the frame around the outside was broken off. There was a pliers on one of the dials and the other one was there. And it's literally one of those little 13-inch TVs or something like that. Maybe it was slightly larger than that, sitting on a chair outside their garage. That's what they were watching it on. And the community caught wind of it. I think the son maybe had some disabilities or something like that. But regardless, they all got together and went in on getting a new TV for them. And then they all got together and watched it with them on the new TV. So they got it on an actual flat screen, color, beautiful. It probably even had a remote control.
Yeah.
Nice
Didn't
TV.
have bunny ears.
No, but those are the kinds of things that are just amazing and what makes baseball just so magical and romantic and all those things you say about it. So.
And this the World Baseball Classic in general, all the games were exciting.
So good.
There were other major league players talking about, and I think it was Max Scherzer was talking about the fact that part of the challenge is that this level of intensity of baseball is happening so early in the season when a lot of players haven't really gotten back into shape yet or haven't developed as they should through during the preseason.
Right.
And I think he has a good point. His idea was to actually move the WBC a little closer to opening day of the baseball season, which I don't know how that would work, but it doesn't. Regardless of any of that, the level of baseball that we got to witness, and even the pool play games was just unbelievable.
It was so good.
So
it was so good. And then going into the quarterfinals, the semifinals, all of those games, riveting. Just
yes,
just
it was
incredible.
fantastic.
The Team Italy story was fantastic. It was so fun to watch that go, and the espresso, and Vinny Pasquantino is got to be one of the most entertaining players. I mean,
He
there's
plays for the Royals, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, we didn't get to
him.
see him there.
We'll
talk
yeah,
about that in a second.
he wasn't there yet,
No,
but we'll
not
get to
yet.
see him.
No.
So yeah, I think that it's going to be. Is it going to be 3 years? Because it's every 3 years.
It's every 3
Is
years.
the Olympics going to change any of that? I'm not sure.
I don't know, because it's 26.
So it's every 3 years,
so
it should be
2029.
2029. I'm not sure if the Olympics will change that, but regardless of any of that, Mark DeRosa is still waiting to play Game 2 of the 3-game finals.
Sure is.
Yeah, that was crazy. Boy, I would be shocked if he was asked to come back next time to be the manager.
Oh, I don't know that he'd even want to after all of that.
Well, I think there were some public comments. He did think he wants to.
Oh, okay.
He said he'd like to, but
well, he's got 3 years to figure out what the rules are.
If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. So I guess that, just wanting something, that's fine, whatever.
Sure, yeah.
Anyway, I think we're done with that. We can put that to bed.
Yeah.
So
it's just some of the best baseball with some of the best storylines. Cinderella's.
Yes. We talked about it last week.
The Venezuelan guy, all of that stuff. It's just, it's so good. It's just so good.
So last week we talked about it, and this week on Tuesday was your birthday, which was also St. Patrick's Day, by the way.
Everybody celebrates.
So you wore a beautiful green Irish-themed tiara and a sash that said "Birthday Girl."
I did.
So you were in full birthday mode.
Absolutely.
So we went to a local establishment over in Surprise. We went to a place called Bonfire. They were hosting a St. Patrick's Day party. Now, when I say St. Patrick's Day party, it was a party, and it was in their parking lot. And there was green-colored things and Irish-themed things.
Very St. Patrick's Day, like...
Except for the band.
It wasn't Irish.
It wasn't. The only thing Irish about it was like one of the players' last names. That's it. One of the guitarist's last name was Irish. They didn't play any Irish songs.
But they were good. They were a really good band. It was really
they're
fun.
A very good band.
There were a couple other people there, and it was their birthday, and so the three of us got up and they sang Happy Birthday, played Happy Birthday. So it was fun.
But that wasn't the best part. The best part was the unbelievable gift that your loving, wonderful husband bought for you.
Loving, wonderful.
Yes. And that was second row behind home plate tickets at Surprise Stadium to watch the Dodgers play the Royals in an evening tilt, as the kids say.
No kids say that, but it was amazing.
Kids said it at one point, maybe 60 years ago. Anyway,
okay.
So I got you. So how were those tickets, Amy?
All right. They were fantastic. First time at Surprise Stadium, very cool venue.
Yes,
really like
love
it.
That stadium.
Really like the stadium. There aren't any I don't like that we've been to for spring training, but that one's up there as a favorite. What's cool? So we sat just slightly on the Dodger side. So the visiting team comes through right behind home plate. There's a gate, and so they come in and out through there, and we could see down the little alleyway, so we could see who was coming in and who was coming out before the game, during the game, that kind of stuff.
And then as they would leave the game, you know how in some spring training they walk across the field to go to some gate in the outfield. Like she said, this gate was right behind home plate, and where we were sitting, they would pass by us on the way into the game and on the way out of the game. So that was fun.
Yeah, so we get to cheer really loud and for them as they walked out and stuff. Yeah.
Kirsten Watson did acknowledge that it was your birthday.
I did. She was walking off the field after interviewing Dave Roberts at the end of the game, and I could she's just walking a little slow. I'm like, oh, she's got to be ready to get back out of the heat and get back to like normal.
I mean, it wasn't that hot.
No,
it was hot during the day, but then over the course of the evening, it cooled out very nicely.
Oh my gosh.
Super comfortable.
So amazing.
So tell me, before we talk about the game itself, tell me, Amy, how incredible was that gift? Where does this birthday gift rank amongst all the many birthday gifts that I've bought for you over our marriage?
So many. Well, probably the first and best is my 50th birthday. We went to Punta Cana.
Yes.
And you chose the destination, like planned the whole thing and everything. So why I trust you.
I told you, get a passport. And that's all I said. And
Yep.
here's the clothing you're going to have to wear, and let's go.
Yes. Yes. I think I finally asked you, or I finally found out like a month or so before the trip, or 2 months or something like that, the actual
Yeah.
destination.
Well, you
So
did a little research on things like bringing
what to
a
bring to an
bottle or a
all-inclusive.
tumbler,
Yeah. All that kind of stuff.
bringing dehydration stuff, or what do you
Yeah.
call it?
Yeah. Anyway,
Dehydration. It was weird. Whatever.
humidity.
Those
Yeah.
humidity bags.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
meant to say. I
Anyway,
couldn't even think of the words, but that's all
okay.
right.
That's okay.
So
So anyway, that was an amazing
so you're
trip.
saying that Punta Cana's 1, 2026 Dodgers spring training game might be 2?
It's up there. It's
All
up there.
right.
It's up there for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, just we're standing on deck. Circle was just off to our right slightly, so we got to see. Like, I haven't seen Kyle Tucker up close.
Yeah, got to see him up close.
That
Very
was
close.
really very close. Rushing and Hyesung Kim and it was
all of them.
Yeah, it was great.
So what you're saying is that just like we talked about last week, I got you something real nice. That's right.
That's right. It was awesome.
Well,
you did really good.
Thank you.
As usual, you're a good gift giver.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm a giver. Just remember that.
I remember that the rest of the time.
Giver. Yeah, it's true.
You're great with gifts.
Let's talk about the game before anything else gets said here.
Yeah, the game was fun.
So Sasaki started.
He did.
And I'm getting a little worried about him because let me explain why.
Okay.
For the listening audience, is during spring training, you're allowed to substitute unlimited times for a pitcher. So you can have the starting pitcher come out and go back in as many times as you want because it's spring training. Who cares, right? You're trying to get these players up to season levels, getting reps and that kind of stuff. And Sasaki was pulled out of the game 3 separate times, I think, maybe 4. I don't remember exactly. But the last time he went in at the start of an inning. I think it was the 4th inning.
I think it was 4th, yeah.
And he lasted 1 pitch. The Royals batter hit a gapper to the left field side, and the guy got a double. And literally after 1 pitch, Dave Roberts went and pulled him again. So I'm a little worried about Sasaki.
I think spring training is also weird because they also decide that day how many pitches they're going to throw. Today is 36 pitches or whatever it is. And when they get to 36, 37, they're not going more than 1 or 2 past that at the most. They're right on. They're like, I don't care if it's middle of an inning. You're done. We're gonna.
Exactly.
That's where your pitch count is. Because it's so funny you say that because the next day against the Giants, Ohtani also went in the 4th inning and only threw 1 pitch or only got 1 batter or something and then left the game.
And they pulled him.
Yeah. Which it was good to see. I was like, oh, a 4th inning in spring training after that was his start in spring training pitching because he had just come back.
Well, he's got 1 more.
I know this was his first one back from after being in at the World Baseball Classic. So that's what I was talking
But I think
about.
you're right about Sasaki.
Yeah.
He's probably not going to be in the starting day rotation. Now, will he work his way into the rotation? Likely.
Yeah.
But the thing about Sasaki that's always kind of, I don't want to say bothered me, but that I've thought about often is let's take a parallel. Let's say that Sasaki was a kid in the U.S. who was a phenom in high school, who got discovered by a scout or whatever and was drafted and played in the minor league system. Like, say he started at Rancho Cucamonga or Ontario, the Tower Buzzers, whatever they're called now. But he started in single A and moved his way up. I'm not sure that he would have. I'm not sure that if he had just gone through the regular development process, I'm not sure that he would be even playing AAA consistently at this point. And that seems silly to say, but I feel like because he was such a phenom in Japan, I think there was some thoughts that his game would translate easily into the major league level.
Sure.
And as far as I can tell, it hasn't translated consistently. Now, obviously, he has potential, and he has pitched very well at times. And he obviously, during the postseason last year, he played a very critical role and ate up a lot of good innings that we needed for him. So that was fantastic. I know there was thought he was going to be the closer during the postseason, and then that actually got shelved a little bit. He wasn't even the closer.
No, I mean, it wasn't for not doing anything, but anyway.
Well, but so I guess for me, looking long term, now listen, I am not at any point saying that I want to get rid of Sasaki or trade him. So calm down, Dodger fans. I mean, you get all excited and take it personal, like I'm calling your kid ugly. They might be, but I am concerned about how he's progressing.
Yeah.
And I know that he's been working on additional pitches because I think he only had 2 pitches pretty much.
Yeah, I think so.
But you can get away with that even in college.
Yeah.
If you can throw 2 good pitches, one a change of speed with location, you're solid. But you can't do that in the major leagues. They're too good.
And I think that's why he did so well in the bullpen last year, because he only had to go in for a couple of innings and he only had those couple of pitches that he's super confident in, so he could just go in and do the job. So that's what I envision him kind of being in until he's ready to be a starter.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
I don't know, but
we'll see.
From a pitching perspective, we'll start with the good stuff and then we'll go to the not so great stuff. But the good stuff was seeing Vesia again. Now we know he's been back for this season and he's been in several spring training games.
Well,
but
this was the first time I got to see him that close.
Yeah, it was great, except for when we saw him at Benny Boy Brewing.
In a game.
No, it was fantastic. When he came onto the field through the behind home plate dugout area thingy, all the Dodger fans cheered him and said they loved him, and he actually looked at the stands and patted his heart, like he was very appreciative of the cheering that he got from the fans. So
I just love his intensity. I love watching him.
He's
pitch.
insane.
He's
I do
so
love that.
Crazy, and just that intensity. That's why it's just always so fun to see him.
That was good to see,
and he's a good dude.
And it was good to see like Espinal, because he's clearly going to make the roster, which we'll talk about that in a second. But he's going to be on the roster. Seeing Alex Freeland again up close and personal.
Yeah.
We also got to see James Outman's twin.
That's so Fitzy.
So
Fitzy, as you called him.
What's his first name? Is it Jack? I'm horrible. This is so bad. I should know this.
I want to say it's like Ryan.
Ryan Fitzpatrick. Let's go with that. Okay, if your name's not Ryan Fitzpatrick, it is now. So when James Outman got traded to the
just
Twins,
call me James Outman.
When James Outman got traded to the Twins, he became buddies with Ryan Fitzpatrick, and they kind of look alike. So it was funny.
Fitzpatrick or Fitzgerald?
Fitzpatrick, Fitzy. We'll just call him Fitzy. Let's call him Fitzy. So Outman and Fitzy, when they would sit together, they looked like twins on the Twins. See what I did there? It was great.
But then, the mullet.
What's even funnier is that Fitzy ends up with the Dodgers now.
Yeah.
So they basically traded similar looking players. But I'll tell you what, Fitzy did really well in that game.
He did.
I'm not sure what his status is going to be, but I think there's going to be room for him on the 26-man roster.
Yeah.
So that was good to see him. It was good to see, what was it, Pavala? Whoever that catcher was in the late innings. The catcher who came in for rushing.
Yeah.
He went up there and he crushed that ball to right field. Was that a 3-run homer?
That was incredible.
It was unbelievable. So there's a lot of great players in the system. And that's the fun part about the Dodgers is they have so many good players in their system, which, by the way, is the reason why they're so good. Yeah, they spend money, absolutely, but they also spend money to develop a great farm system. And you don't get to be a good team. And we've seen this over and over again. You can't buy a championship team.
No.
As much as the haters want to say the Dodgers buying a team, you can't do it because first of all, those players have to perform. And how many examples can we give of all-star teams in different leagues that didn't do so well?
Sure.
Okay, there's too many examples to even name. But the fact is, it's not just about the 26-man roster or the 40-man roster total. It's about the farm system. It's how you develop the players. It's the quality of the coaching, the quality of the facilities, right? It's all of the things that go around the game itself that make the Dodger organization successful. And one of their, I think they have one of the top rated, if not the top rated. I think it's one of the top 3 rated development systems in all of Major League Baseball.
For sure. From top to bottom. It's just, and they're always thinking so far ahead. They're sending scouts out to other countries way early.
Yeah.
They're and looking at the bigger picture. Where are we going to be in 3 years, 5 years? Because we have a lot of really good people on our team, and the more years they're on the team, the older they get, and then this gives more room for the kids, so to speak, to come up.
The kids,
which is kind of what spring training's about, is watching.
Who are the 2 pitchers that are going to end up going back to AAA pretty soon? Or who already went back, actually?
Yeah, River Ryan and Kyle Hurt.
Okay.
And then,
we also know Ronan Kopp is back there. So this was a nuance that I don't think a lot of people quite realize, because you hear it talked about a lot, the 40-man roster versus the 26-man roster. Okay. Yeah. The 40-man roster is the team. So that's the team, that all the players that are under the Dodgers' control. Okay. And the 26-man roster is the team that actually takes the field on game day. Okay. So 13 pitchers, 13 position players. That's the team that goes into the dugout, okay? Then they have an additional 14 players who are part of the 40-man roster, but they're not part of the 26. So those are the ones who are in AAA, and those are the ones that platoon back and forth. So you know how, like, was it Will Klein would go back and forth,
Sure.
or Robleski would go back and forth,
Right.
or whatever.
Dryer.
So Dryer go back and forth. That's because of how they do this. So,
but it makes sense because there's injuries and different things like that where you need to call somebody up to, like Rushing and Rortvedt last year.
Well, Rortvedt, but when Will Smith was hurt.
Yeah.
The other thing too, you think about going into this season, Tommy Edman is going to be on the injured list to start, and so is Kike Hernandez.
Yes.
So it's really important to see players coming up and see who's going to take those spots. Now, Alex Freeland obviously played some last year, so he has an inside track a little bit. Espinal looked really good from what we saw.
Yeah.
And I think it's already stated that he's going to be on the 26-man roster. So good for him. Yeah. Congratulations to Espinal for making it. But there's a lot of great kids in the system.
Yeah.
And so, I look forward to seeing those kids and see which ones can actually stay at the major league level and make an impact.
Yeah. For real.
Yeah. I'm looking very, very forward to that. Is that even a word?
I don't know.
Very much looking forward to that.
Super excited about it.
Thank you. Something like that.
Something like that.
So as far as the rest of the game, what did you think of like what happened in the game? Who was that pitcher? So
I want to talk about that at the end of the game, right?
Yeah. Let's talk about
okay.
that.
So the people in front of us left around after the seventh inning stretch. Yeah, eighth inning, whatever. So we moved down to the front row, which was so terrible.
Well, it was one row away.
Well, when you're in the second row, the only way you can go.
By the way,
to the first row.
By the way, as you know, we were on TV the entire broadcast. If you watch the game on Sportsnet LA, or if you watch it from Kansas City, whatever, we were on TV. So during most of the game, we were in the very upper left-hand corner of the screen because that's where our seats were. And then when we moved down to the next row for the 8th and 9th inning, we were right there.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. Our friends, actually, I texted them, the friends in LA, and I texted them to watch the game, and they said, yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah. So they did compliment you on how beautiful your tiara and sash looked. And they told me that I was fat. So those are my friends.
That sounds right.
That's about right.
That sounds right.
Anyway, so
we're in the front row now. I think there was a seat in between. Regardless, there were 3 seats that were open at the time. So we were sitting in the 2, and then this guy comes up next to me, and he's kind of like coming down and videoing the guy who's coming up to pitch. And
this is in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Was it 9th or was it 8th? No, it was 9th.
It was 9th because
he was.
So what's the player's name?
I forget his first name. His last name's Day.
It was Cam Day.
Cam Day.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Anyway,
because it rhymes with May, and that's what it reminded me. He's a pitcher.
Day was his last name, and he was pitching.
Am I telling the story?
Well, okay, Ms. I like to tell the story that you tell.
Yes.
So, look at that, how the tables have turned.
Yes. Well, you told me to tell the story.
How do you like it? The shoe. Oh, okay. That's never stopped you before, and you know it. Anyway.
I do know it.
Go on.
Anyway. It turns out this guy who's filming the picture is his brother. And so it was very exciting. Other people had sort of come down behind us. So I saw that there were other people down there, the rest of his family.
Yeah, his sister, his stepmom,
he's got red hair,
another sister, all came and sat in the first and second row right behind. They kind of surrounded us.
Yes.
Because they were watching Day pitch.
Right.
And we're like, yeah, come on in. Let's go. This is
so
awesome.
I moved over. I'm like, here, we'll move over a seat. You can sit here. So then he was sitting there filming his brother, and he kept going, there you go, Red. So when I turned around and saw all the redheads, I was like, oh, that's the family. Yep, that's good. But he did really well. And
he did very good.
And it's just fun to be around a family who's like watching their kid live his dream. He's closing out a game in spring training for the Dodgers. Like, how incredibly cool is that? But because we stayed after the game too, like once the game was done, we were just kind of taking it all in. He came right up to the fence and talking to his family and stuff. We're just like, oh my God, congratulations. Good stuff. It was great.
It was great.
Yeah.
As a father who had a son who was playing baseball for a while, there was a brief time where my son thought he wanted to try to go pro.
Yeah.
And, it didn't work out, which was fine.
Yeah.
But I can only imagine just the joy of that family watching their sibling, their brother, their son, to go out there and compete and actually be in a major league game and have the potential to be on a major league roster.
Yeah.
That's just going to be exciting.
That's so cool.
That'd be so great. I hope that he gets to pitch in a game
Yeah.
sometime this season.
Yeah, me
And then
too.
they always show the shot of the parents in the stands.
Yeah.
Or the family in the stands. That's going to be fun. We're like,
Yeah.
hey, we know them.
Especially when
we
it's
met
like
them.
their big major league debut.
Oh,
They
yeah.
show,
It's
yeah,
so great.
it's so cool. Yeah.
I love that. I can't even imagine. I wouldn't say I teared up, but I definitely was a little emotional on their behalf.
Yeah.
And I'm glad. And when we left, they were so nice to us.
Yeah.
They thanked us for letting them invade our space. And we're like, you could have. I mean, I was like, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
It was nothing. I would have done it. I would have
absolutely.
If I had had to give up my seats, I would have done it for that. For them to be able to watch their sibling, brother, son play in that game, that would have been fantastic.
Yeah, that was really cool.
The other part too that was funny was at the end of the game, Dave Roberts has the media surrounding him, and he's giving his thoughts after the game, and the sprinkler system came on, and soaked all of them. They had to leave.
And a lot of these you see on TV that they're doing the interview in front of the dugouts, but they went to the other end of the dugout down the third base or the first base line, and they're kind of standing out in the grass a little bit.
Yeah.
So the sprinklers come on and they just start spraying. So all of them just have to like in mass come over to where the dirt is and then come over.
And then they just left. Yeah. But they probably met inside somewhere to finish.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping I'd get like a selfie with Dave Roberts or something as he was leaving, just a quick or whatever, because it was my birthday and stuff.
You didn't even say anything to him. You didn't
he
call out to him.
He wasn't looking up, and they were all. I think he had to go finish the interviews. That's because the whole media went with him to go in. So I think they were probably going to finish it down in the. That was what I thought anyway. But it's fine.
That's true.
It's fine.
You'll get your chance.
No,
not with the sash and a tiara, but you'll get your chance.
No, I hope so someday. Yeah.
So what are you looking most forward to for the start of the season? We've got a couple of spring training games left. We've got tomorrow. They're not playing tomorrow. They are playing.
Yes,
tomorrow.
They play the Padres
they
tomorrow.
Play tomorrow, and then the Saturday they play the A's, the Athletics.
The Athletics.
Get to see our boy Jacob Wilson. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a long story. We'll address that at some other point.
Yeah.
But then after that, they leave to go back to LA for the I want to say legendary, but for the annual freeway series that they always play, the traditional freeway series they play between the Angels,
which is still spring training games, but it's at Angels
Well,
Stadium.
technically they're not spring training; they're exhibition games.
Oh, exhibition.
Yeah.
No, anyway, they don't count. They're not the first game of the season.
They're exhibition games, meaning that they can't unlimited substitute pitchers, for example.
Oh, okay.
So all the little allowances. They
so
get
there's
for
another
spring
set of rules
training.
for these two games, and then there's another set of rules for these games.
It's all about the rules, baby. Anyway, what I refuse to do is
that
call
USA coach, like he's probably like, "What the hell rules am I supposed to follow, man?"
Nah, that's true. I refuse to call them the Los Angeles Angels. I will never call them that. I will call them the Angels, or I will call them the California Angels, because that's their proper name.
They're not in Los Angeles.
Whoever decided to call them the Los Angeles Angels, which by the way translates to the Angels is I'm sorry, they're an idiot. I hate to say it. I hate to be that harsh. But
but it's dumb. It's
so
stupid.
Dumb. But they're going to play one game at Anaheim Stadium, but it used to be called the Big A back when the world was a proper place. And then they play the other two games at Dodger Stadium. They have Wednesday off, and then the home opener against the Arizona Diamondbacks, who always manage to play the Dodgers tough.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
So who's starting in that game?
So Yamamoto.
Okay, Yamamoto
So here's
starts.
what's so great about, opening day is going to be great. It's just going to be so great. But it's the first time back to celebrate the World Series win again. They'll raise the flag.
They're going to do the banner, raise the flag, whatever.
Yeah, and then
on Thursday, but then Friday's when they get the rings. Okay.
But on Thursday, it's opening day, and NBC has entered the building in terms of broadcasting MLB games. So they are going to be.
Have they entered the building or entered the chat?
I don't know. Whatever the kids say these days, since you're so hip on that.
I'm hip. I am actually hip. No, go ahead, please.
Anyway,
I'm the oldest young person you'll ever meet. Or the youngest old person. However you put it, it doesn't matter.
He's immature.
That wasn't quite the word I was looking for, but go on.
But it fits. So anyway, opening day. We have Yamamoto on the mound.
Yes. Against?
What's his name? It's Gallen.
What's Zach Gallen?
Zach Gallen. Sorry. I was not thinking about the other team at the moment because I was putting my thoughts together about opening day and the Dodgers, and then you asked me the question.
I like to keep you on your toes when we're talking.
Great.
Anyway, so
I'm going to talk now, if that's okay.
Maybe.
So Clayton Kershaw will be in the booth with NBC, which will be so fun because it's opening day. They're going to raise the flag. You're such a jerk. And yeah, this is so great. So anyway, I'm very excited to see opening day and all of the festivities that go with it, being back at Dodger Stadium, watching the games there. I think it's probably fitting to talk a little bit about your shirt since I mentioned Clayton Kershaw.
I'm wearing the I hardly want pants shirt.
Yes. So Ixnay on the goggles, Ixnay on the shirt, Ixnay on the pants. Hardly want to wear pants, Dave. Yeah, that was from the locker room celebration.
I hardly want pants
last year.
This is my life mantra.
Should I tell you that Trinan was wearing that shirt in his press conference yesterday?
Trinan was?
Yeah, sure was. You guys have matching shirts.
Speaking of Trinan, he's not going to make it, is he?
I don't know. We'll see. He's in trouble.
Trinin's been struggling.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird, though? Yeah. What's so weird to me is that all of these guys, Bonda, Vessier didn't play in the World Series. Right. I'm just talking the World Series roster. But all those guys that basically saved our ass in 24 were all liabilities in 25. Bonda, Trinan, like obviously Evan Phillips wasn't playing because he was injured.
Yeah.
So we had to take starters and put them in the bullpen in order to survive, right? So in 24, our bullpen bailed out our starting pitching. Right. And in 25, our starting pitching bailed out our bullpen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it would be nice for a season to have both work together in a symbiotic fashion instead of having to do all this stuff. But I am concerned about Trinan. I don't know if he's going to make it.
We shall see.
We'll see.
Well, I mean, he's on the team. If anybody's listening who's just not, like, he's on, but not make it like spring training.
I mean, I don't know.
Like, I don't know how much he's going to have some really good outings and put them together back to back. I think if he's going to be around at the trade deadline.
And I forgot to mention this, and I would like to mention it because I have, if you listened to the episode last week, or if you know anything about me personally, Tanner Scott was the bane of my existence, especially in August of last year. So when he came up to pitch in that spring training game that we went to, I was visibly shaken. I had PTSD, like all those negative feelings came back to me to the point where I almost started acting out, and you had to calm me down. So it was crazy. I was just like,
thank God it was my birthday and you had some decorum.
I had some decorum, but Tanner Scott actually did pretty good.
Did all right.
He struck out the last batter. He got out of the inning. They got a hit or two on him, but he got out of the inning to the point where I actually yelled to him, "Welcome back, Tanner." Even as he left the field, it was funny. He was leaving the field, and I yelled that back to him, "Welcome back, Tanner." And he didn't look at me, but I almost think he kind of looked out the side of his eye, like that son of a blah, whatever. You know what? Listen, for $72 million, you can take a little ribbing from a fan, especially if you can come back from that. Because last year was an absolute disaster.
Yeah.
Was it 23 blown saves or some ridiculous number?
I put it out of my brain.
And I said, look, and everybody, I didn't want to get rid of him. Yeah, I did. But I was like, I definitely wanted him off the roster for the postseason. And that pretty much happened.
Yeah.
So that was good. Yeah. So it's like, okay, let's reset. Let's figure stuff out. Let's have a better campaign this year. Yeah. If he doesn't improve this year, that's going to be a huge problem. But you know what? Let's hold out faithful. He's looking okay now. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, I don't know if they're going to put him in any high leverage situations right away. Because if we have Edwin Diaz, he's the closer now.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be Tanner Scott.
Yeah.
But now, with Diaz in the house, he's not going to be that guy. So,
well, he's got to compete for his spot as being like the other amazing closer that we have, because he was supposed to be that last year, but now we have Diaz. So if you want to even stick around and be, around at that part of the game, you better.
Well, and I don't want to say the I word because it does have. I don't want to manifest this, put it out in the universe, as the kids say. But obviously, you have to have a couple of pitchers who can fill that role if necessary.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Because you don't have one closer. This isn't the 1960s anymore where you have one closer. Okay. It's not like that anymore. Anyway, so I'm sorry. We were kind of talking about this, and I went back to that game because I wanted to mention that Tanner Scott, I was able to release some of that PTSD by watching him
Yes.
pitch well. So
Yes.
well, hopefully that continues into the season. Anyway,
Yes. Anyway,
what else are you
yes.
looking forward to this season?
I'm looking forward to Muncie Bombs.
Yes.
Really want to see
Lots
some
of them.
Muncie Bombs.
Lots of Muncie
You know who I
Bombs.
think? I think Freddie and Mookie are going to have really good seasons this year too.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that just the caliber of the team and the level of talent, like we thought we had a good last year. I mean, now we've added Kyle Tucker. It's the lineup is so good. It's just so good. And I think he's doing some other different types of, I love that he's open to whatever will make him better, and that feels good. And it doesn't matter if it's putting Yamamoto's sensei on his shoulders or vice versa, whatever it was at spring training the other day, or throwing the javelins and meditating and eating different food. He's talked about a lot of it. He's all in on just feeling really good and he's sounds like he's ready for the season. I'm excited.
I like it.
He struggled a bit last year, so it was tough.
I think Andy Pages is going to have a breakout year.
Yeah.
I think he's figured it out. I think he was doing okay, and then he struggled, and he was kind of on and off the bench. Yeah. And I got to tell you, I know it was one little moment, but that catch he made in Game 7 of the World Series, we lose that game. Now it's hard to say if Kike was going to catch the ball. I understand, but if Pages doesn't catch that, we lose the game. Yeah. And he made the catch. He made the catch and boxed out Kike at the same time, so he can play basketball. This is great. I think he's going to have a breakout year. I think this is Pages' year.
I hope so.
So I am very much looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to this game because listen, we live in the Phoenix area in Arizona, and let me back up a second. So this is where I'm coming from. Is you and I, we lived in Minnesota for almost 30 years.
Yes.
And I was a Green Bay Packer fan living in Minnesota during those 30 years. It was painful. It was painful to be constantly attacked. I mean, it was not like physically attacked, although sometimes it felt like it almost, but to be verbally abused and just castigated constantly.
Yes.
For being a Packer fan in Minnesota. Right. That's how I feel here in Arizona.
Yeah.
I feel like Dodger fans in Arizona we are, we get all the vitriol from the Diamondbacks fans. Like, and again, I'm not overgeneralizing. I realize there's a lot of great fans, and we've talked to a lot of them. And when they start talking to us, oh, you guys aren't asshole Dodger fans. That's great. Apparently, from what I've learned too, and to be fair to Arizona Diamondbacks fans, the Dodger fans who live here in Arizona are a little tough. They're pretty rowdy, and they like to talk trash. And when we're at Diamondbacks games, when the Dodgers are playing, there's always a fight somewhere, and it's usually a Dodger fan that starts it.
Yeah.
So and again, not painting a broad brush across the entire fan base or even all the Arizona-based Dodger fans, because we are certainly that too.
Yes.
But it's just that climate, that environment, I got to use my English here. It just makes it tough to cheer for the team or to wear clothing out in public,
Yeah, because somebody's going to make a comment about it.
Yeah. It's just like, do I want to deal with this today? I don't know. But it is so gratifying that we're going to raise the banner, get the rings with the Diamondbacks watching. Just as a little reminder, and I have nothing against the Diamondbacks. I actually like the team. We enjoy going to Chase Field. We actually go to there. Yeah. We go to games that aren't Dodger games at Chase Field. So we enjoy the team, and we follow them because we live here. But it is gratifying because of all the treatment that we get living here. It's just nice to remind the Diamondbacks
and everyone else
who their daddy is. Honestly, it really is. I take a little bit of joy in that, and I realize it only lasts long. The other thing too that scares me is that the Diamondbacks always play the Dodgers incredibly tough.
Yes.
Zach Gallen.
Yes.
It seems to me I haven't investigated the stats to prove this, but I have a feeling that if you looked at his ERA, his regular ERA, his lifetime career ERA, and his ERA versus the Dodgers, I think his ERA versus the Dodgers is a lot lower.
Probably.
He comes to play against the Dodgers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just amazing.
And
I don't care about the fact that Gallen couldn't sign, he couldn't get with another team You know, he went out there, he put himself out there. Nobody wanted him. He came back to the Diamondbacks. That doesn't even matter.
No.
He plays like a world beater when he plays the Dodgers, and the whole team does. So it's going to be a good series.
He used to play first base. I think he went to the Astros.
Paul Walker?
Yes. Wasn't he the one who just
That wasn't Paul Walker.
Oh, who was that?
Christian Walker.
Oh, Christian Walker.
I called him Paul Walker. He's the guy who was the Fast and Furious guy that died.
I was like, that didn't sound
Whatever.
right.
His last
because
name's
then
Walker.
I was thinking of Paul Goldschmidt, but then that's not the right thing either. So no, but it was it was Christian Walker.
We are so good at names. Names are really good for us.
Well, they're on the other team. I don't know.
Yeah. So,
but he hit the bombs,
he was a Dodger
right?
killer. He was a Dodger killer.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Home runs every time.
So who's the next Dodger killer going to be? I don't know.
No one.
Well, I hope not. But so it's going to be a good series. I'm looking forward to just getting back into the swing of things. No pun intended. Maybe
he intended all of it.
I'm looking forward to letting a Major League Baseball team control my attitude and my mood for the next 6 months or whatever it is, however long the season is.
And you all get to hear it along the way this year.
Isn't
that exciting?
And we're going to talk about it. Yeah.
All the time.
So they got so speaking of which, we are going to record our next week's episode will be done after the opening day game, because the opening day game is what, 5:40 Pacific time?
I think so.
Yeah. So it's going to be a little bit earlier. So we'll watch the game and then we'll record the episode. So you'll be getting our hot takes on the game that just happened, as well as looking forward to the next week.
Yes.
So that's going to be fun.
Yes, it is going to be fun. I love just being able to watch them play in Dodger Stadium too. That's just being
it's
in
going to
Dodger
be
Stadium
great.
is just going to
Opening
be
day,
so much
having
fun.
Clayton Kershaw in the broadcast booth.
That's so great.
That's going to be fun.
So perfect. Yeah.
I wonder how he'll do. I think he'll be all right.
I think so.
He seems. I think
I
he's
always love it when they mic him up.
That's
when
true.
they're doing he's not pitching that night, so they just interview him and talk to him about something,
Right.
or in the All-Star game when they had him mic'd up on the mound this year. Oh my God, that was so funny. It was just, he's like, yeah, throw a, what does he have, a slider?
I guess.
But he called this a curve. He goes, I don't have a curve. Like he said, I think whoever that was, Smoltz, I think, was calling the game. So.
Or
anyway,
Smoltz. He was chatting with Smoltz.
Yeah,
over
and he was like, "Hey, throw your." He's like, I don't have that Smoltz or
Smoltzy or whatever he called him. Yeah, that was fantastic.
So I think he's going to do well because he has really good takes on the game. He's got incredible knowledge. Just it's a matter of how he's going to communicate. Might be a little rough at first, but I think he'll slide right into that broadcast
do
booth.
Better than Tom Brady did.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Well, Brady's coming around a little bit, but yeah, no. Anyway,
Tom Brady's always so intense when he talks. There's nothing going on the field, but I'm Tom Brady, and this is how I'm going to sound over a very mundane piece of information I would like to share with you.
I'm glad this is a baseball podcast.
On that happy note. So, hey, if you've enjoyed this episode, and we hope you have, we hope you have, please like the episode, subscribe to the podcast wherever you get your podcast, watch us on YouTube and Spotify, and if you want more information about where we are on social media, check us out on Instagram and on TikTok. It's Till Dodgers Do Us Part. And for more information about the show, you can go to tilldodgersdouspart.com. This show has been a production of Loge Level Media. We will chat next week.
Go Dodgers!